what old Jack Burton always says at a time like this?
My crotch is itchy.
What would you do if you had $1 million?
2 chicks at the same time, man.
This time we are sure she's a woman, right?
I just thank the Lord she didn't live to see her son as a mermaid.
Yes, it's true. This man has no dick.
Why do you want to listen to the TV with the stereo on?
Because I like to party.
And now, live from Northern California and Northern New Jersey, it's Waffle Box with Mike Fish and Kush Hayes.
Welcome to Waffle Box, the podcast where we talk about anything and everything and nothing all at the same time. Episode 3, where we have some things to talk about, including a woman who fought a bear, a man who fought a YouTuber, some funky-looking chicken nuggets, and more. I am Mike Fish, and I am joined, as always, by Mr. Kush Hayes. Kush Hayes, how you doing, buddy?
What's good, y'all? Kush Hayes here, coming to you glorious 720p with my man, Mike Fish. Thanks for having me, always, as usual, my man. How you doing?
I'm good. You make it sound like you're my guest every week. You're the man of the hour as well. 50-50 partnership, baby.
I appreciate that. I'm new at this. It's not often I can just come in, look beautiful, and then leave. Like there's usually lots of before and after twisting and turning, and not that I hate doing any of it. It's just this is new for me, so it's nice to be here as always.
Yes, this time you're the brains, I'm the brawn. I'm doing the hard work. I'm doing the heavy lifting now.
There you go.
You're just doing the heavy drinking.
Ha. TBD. TBD.
What do we got so far? What we got in the bar this week?
Tequila, unfortunately. I literally ran out of my Jim Beam last night editing the newest Kick-Ass movie podcast, number 3, coming out at the end of this month.
Ooh. Do you not like tequila? If you're like unfortunate, if you're unhappy you have tequila, why do you have tequila? I must ask.
It's not mine. It's in the kitchen. It was in the refrigerator, and it never gets touched. So I feel confident that I can drink this and replace it, and no one will be the wiser, except for all of you. But keep this to ourselves. All right. Shh.
Needs must. When needs must, the tequila comes out.
Yeah, I'm a little looser on these shows when Uncle Kush has had a shot or two. But I've also got some homebrewed coffee.
That's an interesting tequila shot and a coffee chaser.
It's actually not bad. I don't know if I would mix the two, but yeah, that didn't suck.
We have to try to think of a name for that kind of thing. What would you call, like, if you went to a bar, like a shot of tequila and a coffee?
Oh, I mean, coffee's got the caffeine. Tequila will make you get into a knife fight. There's something there. I can't just pull it out of the air. But you give me a blackboard and a couple more shots. We'll figure out this riddle of the Sphinx.
Answers on a postcard. If you want to suggest the name of the tequila coffee mixture, hit us up at Waffle Box Pod on Twitter. And
Powerful fan
Instagram.
Interaction.
Powerful fan interaction. Already working the crowd. Always working the crowd.
You're
before
good
we
about
dive
that.
in,
You're good about that.
I know. I try to. Our adoring listeners, our adoring public from all around the world already. I've noticed. I can't tell you what because I can't remember. I haven't looked recently, but it's more than just America. Kush,
hey,
listening
right.
to us.
Is it the UK also?
UK,
Sweet.
Canada.
Ooh.
Obviously, we know about our Canadian listeners. So before we hop on to tonight's waffle topics, how was your weekend? Did you get up to anything exciting, extravagant?
No, not at all. Very mellow weekend. I just stayed at home. Yeah, I did some editing. I wish I had gotten my editing completed over the weekend, but I'm happy with the progress I made. And yeah, nothing special.
It seems to be a recurring theme. Whenever I speak to anyone, it's always everyone. There must have been something in the air this weekend because pretty much everyone had just a chilled, not doing much weekend.
Well, we're still coming out of the pandemic, so I had a pretty good time last weekend. There's just nothing I wanted to do this weekend, honestly. We're going to talk about The Conjuring in a little bit, but that was available on HBO Max. I was just like, despite having a ticket, I refunded that. and that felt no reason to go out into society. Like it was, in fact, I felt like it was a better play after I saw the movie.
So, I mean, before we get into that, that's quite funny. Like when you talk about the pandemic, I know we touched on it last week, but I think that might be one of the things that has come out of that is that I'm so used to not doing anything that this weekend all I did was I went to the beach and I laid out on the beach.
Well, that's nice.
But it felt like I've had such a weekend. Dear diary, what a weekend it was. You know what I mean? Like it felt like I'd done something.
How far away are you from a beach, let alone the beach?
Oh, I don't know a beach. There's probably a beach closer.
Your beach, the beach you went to.
I went to the Jersey Shore, made famous by the TV show The Jersey Shore. Yeah, that one. It's about like without traffic, it's about like an hour's drive. It can be worse depending on, but yeah, it wasn't too bad.
No, that's definitely an adventure.
Yeah, so we got there because we wanted to get there before, it's a little life hack because the beaches in Jersey, so I don't know what they're like in California. The beaches in Jersey, you have to pay to get on them.
Oh, word.
So, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying we don't have. We paid our season pass. I think it's like something like $25 for the year. So it's like whatever. It's hassle free. Okay. But
so, I bet you there's no debris on that beach. I bet it's cleaned regularly. I bet there's like chairs and equipment you can borrow as long as you return. Like that's what I'm guessing you would get out of your membership fee.
It's a very clean beach, and I'm sure there are things that you can borrow, but I just bring my own stuff. But yeah, it's a nice beach,
and the weather's always good.
The weather that's where your money goes. See, if you're in New York and you don't pay, the weather's shit. See, just across there. But the good in that you have to pay, so there's people inspecting the tickets and the passes and all that stuff. But the downside to that is that they sometimes, depending on who you got, they check your coolers to make sure you haven't got any alcohol because there's no alcohol on the beach.
Of course.
So what we have to do then is fill our cooler with alcohol, but then arrive at the beach at like 8 a.m., an hour before the inspector arrives. So we get on the beach when there's hardly anyone there, and we have our alcohol for the day. So,
so you like just chug it all in an hour, or do you like just hide it in various spots all around your camp?
They don't come round and like inspect. It's just literally as you enter the beach and show your pass. Sometimes they check the cooler. But once you're on the beach, it's fine. So we kind of sneak in an hour, and then we can enjoy the alcohol.
There's still a gatekeeper you have to get past. Also, that's crazy. Well, of course, that's why you buy the stupid pass.
It's the stupid pass.
Okay, yeah, we don't have anything like that here in California. So now, depending on where you are, it can be cold as shit to relatively warm and pleasant, and that's all that warm and pleasant stuff is down south. It's very down south. For some reason, the more north you get, the worse the beach gets. I once upon a time lived 2 or 3 blocks away from the beach, 47th Avenue in San Francisco, and it was almost 325 days. It was miserable as shit. So on those rare 25, 45 days that it was nice, you would either be working or just wouldn't be thinking of going to the beach because every other jabroni in town was already there. The beach is free, no matter what part of the state we're in. I may or may not have just said that, but it's littered with trash, and if it's not some hobos, it's some teenagers' bonfire from the last night, and they left beer bottles all over the place, and maybe you stepped on one and cut your foot, and it's a lot of nonsense like that. Again, you're not supposed to bring alcohol on the beach, so cops will come by and ticket you or whatever it is they do. I don't know. I haven't been to the beach in forever.
Damn, imagine that's embarrassing, getting a ticket for drinking alcohol on the beach.
I'm sure it happens.
I'm sure it does because they've got to get their money somehow.
They ain't getting their surplus from beachgoers. I'll tell you that much.
Let us dive into the first of our topics. So we have several topics to talk about. So let's talk about, I guess, the one that's on everyone's mind. To get that one out the way, because pretty much everything that we're going to talk about tonight is pretty obscure-ish, whereas obviously everyone knew about Floyd Mayweather and Jake Paul, or was it
Logan Paul?
Like,
See,
Logan
that's a
Paul.
huge problem. That's a huge problem.
Jake Paul's the guy who's fighting the MMA fighter soon, though, right?
Yes. Well, he's also already fought Ben Askren last month.
Right. See, I get him confused. I
completely relate. And in fact, I'm 100% sure that Showtime thought they were booking Jake Paul for this fight because it's hard to keep track of the two. But when they finally do the stats and everything's together, Floyd Mayweather 50-0, Logan Paul 0-1, and you're like, why did that happen? What that like? That 0-1 is to KSI, the UK rapper, video game enthusiast, cryptocurrency master. He should be in the ring with Floyd Mayweather just based on wins and losses. But that's how it works. Showtime booked an event. Apparently, if you went through this by legal means, your app feed kept cutting out, which is really embarrassing because one, I don't know why too many people would be paying $50 for this fight. We're going to keep saying it's a fight, but on its best, it was really just an exhibition. There was a whole.
Well, that's what it was. It was advertised as that, wasn't it? An exhibition fight. Yes
and no, but not really. We'll get into all of that. We'll get into that, but I'm going to keep saying fight, despite the fact that it was an exhibition.
For lack of a better term, let's just say.
Yeah, that's just where the brain goes. Everyone who ordered this fight through the Showtime app, most of them lost signal several times during the undercard, if not in the main event. Showtime is now offering refunds to anyone who experienced that. So there's a light at the silver lining on that cloud, if you will. And
even if I didn't have any troubles, I would be requesting a refund. Just with pure.
It would probably be the smarter play. Yeah, this me and Pro Wrestling Hall of Famer Jameel Hempel, we covered a movie on Sweet Science Cinema called The Great White Hype. You should check that out right now. This was that. This was also when Conor McGregor fought Floyd Mayweather. Like, it's for some reason people actually thought this kid with no experience was going to take down a boxing master. It's baffling. And then for some reason, if you go on Twitter today, a full 48 hours later, now everybody is a goddamn genius going like, this was a better fight than what was on Sunday. Like comparing like Bear Lady and the Bear, or just some random cartoon, or when the key snaps off on your can of tuna. It's I don't know why we're necessarily talking about it, but it made those two dudes a lot of money. So props to them. But yeah, it was a big nothing burger, Mike.
I mean, this all started like almost you can trace it back to, I guess, the Mayweather McGregor fight. I think that's what started the whole. Like, even though McGregor, respecting, he is at least a fighter. He's a combat fighter. He's done extremely well in MMA. But sure. I think that's what opened the doors to. I mean, it's always like long before there's just examples of this, but I think that was the most prevalent and mainstream example of.
Well, we've always had the sideshow.
Someone getting a fight that they don't deserve because they can talk the talk and hype it up.
Oh, for sure.
I think that even I'm not saying the McGregor Mayweather fight necessarily originated that, but it definitely was. I think it was the biggest example in recent times, and that's what I think has just opened doors to this bullshit. Which, no offense to,
it was the most successful, which is why we're being exposed to more of this bullshit. Now you're seeing a lot more of it. Mayweather just happens to be the biggest buzz, but yeah, other Chad Ocho Cinco, he was on the same card. I believe he lost, but he did something like Yeah, again, I don't know how much. I don't know if he just made $700 or what his whole spiel was, but he thought he could do the same thing that Logan Paul did. In his
But I
case,
think another,
I believe he at least had a decision on his fight, whether he won or lost. I believe he lost.
but I mean, I think another guilty person or persons to do is just boxing in general. I think this is what's come out for years and years and years now. People have been saying that the boxing is lacking personalities. Like before, obviously, I mean, you have the most famous. You have Muhammad Ali. Even Mike Tyson was pretty.
They're still somehow
charismatic in his way.
commanding huge paydays, though, man.
Yeah.
Like not everyone, but like your Canelos and your Mayweathers and your Julio Cesar Chavez's, your Pacquiao's. They're all commanding big purses, and then like the next tier down is like only 50 grand or some bullshit. You know, it's very strange math. Yeah.
But I've seen many people on social media, maybe not complaining, but bitching about how, like, oh, this was a waste of money. It's like, what did you expect?
Yes. Also, yes.
Like,
what were you thinking?
Seriously.
A fool and their money are soon separated.
Like, even if I was to the level of, oh, I'm interested in at least seeing how this goes. Maybe this is because, again, I was going into this fight thinking, oh, it's about time this Paul guy got shown up and blah, blah, blah. But I was obviously thinking about his brother. See, I got the wrong one. This guy hasn't even won a fight. So why? Why did people get so hyped up about him facing Floyd Mayweather? And
yeah, it's a fantastic question.
And even if you was like thinking, okay, well, I just want to see Mayweather, a true boxing legend, knock out this guy, this YouTuber, blah, 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 blah. One, even though he has won by knockout, Floyd Mayweather was never known as the crazy knockout artist.
No,
Mayweather was the guy he was a fantastic boxer and still is, but he did enough to win. He didn't, he was never the knockout in first round guy. He was just the play to win sort of guy. And also this is an exhibition fight. Of course, I'm pretty sure. I mean, maybe the conspiracy theories come in, but I'm pretty sure it was definitely agreed that this fight is not going to end early. You know what I mean? This was never going to be a real fight. I'm not saying it was fixed or anything like that. But the fact that because it was an exhibition fight, they couldn't even declare a winner by points or something. It was like
no, there was no judges. There was no
what
judges.
A farce.
So there was a referee there just to declare whether or not there was a knockout. And there's actually, if you look at some footage, you'll see it in tweets. People are speculating that Paul got knocked out in the fourth round, and Mayweather's actually like literally just like holding him up, just like, oh, we got 10 more seconds, just stay on your feet, 10 more seconds. Like, it's there. Mr. Paul has responded to all those claims with a big heartily "fuck you," but the footage doesn't lie. It looks like he got some stars and birds circling his head on one punch there.
Again, this is going full circle to our original chat of how we originally met. We obviously we're into the pro wrestling, but at least you knew what that was going in. People should have known better than to pay $50 for this.
It's the power of just hating Floyd Mayweather and wanting. This was a heel on heel fight. If we're going to talk about pro wrestling, so people hated Floyd Mayweather, and they were just that one little fraction of hope that maybe this kid gets a lucky punch, which was never going to happen. But then there are people who hate one of the Paul brothers, if not both of them, again getting them mixed up, and they wanted to see Floyd Mayweather knock this kid's head off into the sixth row, and that actually shouldn't have been hard to do for this man, despite the fact there was a 40-pound weight difference and half a foot clearance. Mayweather should have been able to just dispatch this kid very quickly, and clearly he didn't want to. I don't care what the age difference is, the height difference, the weight difference, the strength level. Like Mayweather would have put that kid down if he wanted to.
Absolutely. Shame on you for buying that.
Yeah, shame on you for buying that.
No,
Congratulations if you cashed that check. That only refers to 2 people.
If you got your money's worth and you enjoyed it, then whatever. I'm not going to judge you if you ordered it. But shame on you if you ordered it and then got upset when you realized what you'd bought. Basically, that's what I'm saying.
Again, a fool and their money. A fool and their money.
Speaking of a fool and their money, that's a segue that I'm gonna enter onto our next topic. So, in your neck of the woods, let me bring up my notes. So, it didn't say in the story, unless if it did, I missed it. But a historic movie theater in California. So, a wallet was found. So they were basically renovating this old movie theater, or I don't know if it was a movie theater or if it was just a general theater, like where you go see musicals or plays. But it's instead of a historic theater. So they were renovating this, right? And one of the people was in like the crawl space underneath the balcony, and amongst the old, which it must have been disgusting under there, like the old drinks cups and the candy wrappers and the ticket stubs and
there's just some spots you can't reach and shit collects. Yes.
But he found a wallet, and so he was looking through the wallet and he found what did he find? He found some old photos, a ticket to a 1973 Grateful Dead concert, and a driver's license that expired in 1976, I think it said. Anyway, that's not the crux of the story. So they wanted to find out whose wallet this was. It'd be cool to return this wallet. So they took to their Facebook page and said, "Hey, does anyone know this person?" Blah blah blah. Long story short, the woman gets reunited with her wallet that she lost 46 years ago. Nice. What a lovely story. My heart tingles how warm my heart is. But the best part of this story, so you thought, Mr. Hayes, that this was going to be the weakest story that we were going to be covering this week.
Yes.
My friend, here's the fucking twist.
Break it down.
So when she was reunited with her wallet, she commented that
the cash was gone.
Oh, the cash was gone.
Yeah.
Like,
it's been 46 years.
Like,
someone stole her wallet 46 years ago.
I use my wallet, less often than I did before, but I use it a couple of times a week. I don't know how much cash is in my wallet. This woman seriously went to the nice person who found her wallet and returned it to her after 46 years. And the first thing this bitch did is fucking check the cash. Where's my cash?
I think it's only natural to notice that cash is missing from the wallet. I don't think this is anything she's accusing the person that found her wallet of. I think it's going to be a question that comes up. What was in the wallet? Oh, was your cash still there? Like someone is going to ask her that, and she's like, no, there was no cash. But my ticket to the Grateful Dead concert was there. My expired driver's license was there. A picture of my kid. Yeah. I think the UPI.com's got you reading a little bit more into this, but yeah, I think it was only a natural human reaction to go, yeah, cash was missing. My $2.50 in 1974 was missing.
Yeah, one, I doubt there was much cash in there, but how would you remember that? How would you remember? Oh, I remember I had.
You lose your wallet. You'll remember everything that's in that fucking thing. Okay, you'll be like, I lost $7. I lost that condom. I was totally gonna nail that chick with. I lost my driver's license, my fucking insurance card. I was on the phone 4 fucking hours on hold waiting for them to talk to someone that would just get me a new card printed the next day. Okay, it goes down the line like that. You remember the trauma of having to replace all those fucking items
And the $26.
and the $26. Don't forget the condom. It was ribbed for her pleasure.
You reckon a woman in the 1970s would carry around condoms? Surely it'd be the gentleman's responsibility.
Well, this is what happens when I lose my one, and this is my example. Okay, I'm just saying. She knew what was in her wallet that day. She got home from whatever movie she saw. She went, "Where the fuck is my wallet?" And then she went, "Fuck! Like I got to get a new driver's license now. My $3.45 is missing. Yeah, I was gonna totally gonna buy groceries with that yet tomorrow. You know."
Oh, now I'm gonna
she
get
totally had
raw
that
dogged.
discussion.
Now I'm gonna get raw dogged after the Grateful Dead show.
Now she's gonna get raw dogged after. Well, the concert already happened.
And she can't go to the Grateful Dead because she obviously the ticket's still in there.
Well, no, it's a ticket stub. She went to the stub, or she went to the concert, put the stub in her wallet, forgot about it, or kept it as a sentimental. She sits on her smoke breaks during work, and she goes, "Oh, I remember when that guy raw dogged me on 3 hits of acid at the Grateful Dead concert. That was amazing." Well, back to cleaning tables here at Mel's.
Good old Mel's.
The original Mel's Diner.
So yeah, that made me laugh. And where's my cash?
Where's my cash? It's not an unreasonable thing to comment on.
Let's move on to something that. Okay, my more annoyance. Let's get more the stories that annoy me out of the way.
Break it down.
So, you've heard of McDonald's.
I have.
Okay. So, McDonald's have started doing specialty meals. Have you seen these based on celebrities?
My body will no longer tolerate McDonald's anymore, as much as I wish it would. That dance card is full. I cannot tolerate any more McDonald's. So,
but are you not familiar with like they had? I think it's like a Travis Scott meal.
No, I was not. I don't even know who Travis Scott is. I imagine he's a musician.
He is. He's a hippity hop star.
Okay.
But so the most latest one is the BTS meal.
I've been hearing a lot about BTS. That's I forget what their names are, but they're a Korean pop band.
They're a K-pop band.
K-pop
Huge. BTS, right? So this isn't the main part of the story, but let me explain it. So the BTS meal, I looked this up, because apparently this is an important part of the story. So a BTS meal at McDonald's, for that you get 10 chicken McNuggets,
Nice.
medium fries,
Only?
a medium Coke, and then sweet chili and Cajun dipping sauce. That's the BTS meal, or as it was more commonly known as a 10-piece chicken McNugget meal.
Yes. Okay.
But for this argument, it's the BTS meal now. So someone bought a BTS meal from McDonald's, and I'm assuming consumed 9 of the 10 chicken McNuggets,
Possibly.
and then realized that one of the nuggets looked kind of familiar to them. Now, I know you've got your thumb on the pulse of what's going on. Have you heard of the game Among Us?
I've actually played it a few times. Yeah.
Okay, it's a shit
I have
game,
the app.
but
It's all right.
I hate the game. But anyway, so
It's nothing to get excited over.
This nugget apparently looked like one of the characters from the weird thing. This chicken McNugget looked like an Among Us character, and I've seen the photo. It kind of does look like, I guess, an Among Us character. So this person decided, hey, should I eat this? Should I just take a picture of it and put it on the gram? No, I'm going to try to sell this on eBay. Now, previously on tonight's show, we mocked people for spending $50 on the Mayweather Logan, Jake Paul, one of them. Fight.
Yeah. Those guys.
I reckon they're the same person. It's like the Bella twins, twin.
That would be amazing if they were just the same dude.
Or if they did the Bella twins thing, where like after 6th round, one of them rolls out and the other one rolls in and continues the fight.
Hilarious.
But yeah. So we joked about them spending $50 watching that fight. Someone spent on eBay buying a chicken McNugget that looked like one of the Among Us characters. $99,997.
Wow. I read the link that you sent me. That's what the eBay listing ended for. But I promise you that no one in their godforsaken mind actually forked over that money. Okay,
I hope the happy ending of that story is that they blocked the credit card or something. They did something to prevent themselves from spending that money.
So when you win an auction on eBay, yes, they start sending you emails saying, we would very much like you to pay for this item that you won in our auction. Here's the thing. You don't have to do it. You don't ever have to give them one bloody cent. It doesn't become yours. They aren't supposed to ship it out to you without receiving that payment. And there's an option to get the next lowest bidder. But I promise you, no one actually forked over money for that thing, realistically. Yeah, people are always doing stupid shit like that, just making joke bids and joke listings. I'm sure this guy was like, maybe I'll get $5 for this. I don't know. But yeah, I promise you, no one has paid money for that thing.
Well, thank you for that, Buzz Killington.
I am an authorized eBay dealer. Okay, I have multiple accounts. I've sent earbuds all over the world, all 6 continents minus Antarctica. So I know my eBay. Amateur.
Why don't you eBay to Antarctica, huh? You scared?
I don't like their trade tariff.
The postage is terrible.
Postage is ridiculous these days, unfortunately.
But I guess, I hope that the silver lining is that this guy saw that his auction ended at $99,997, started like spending that money for the future.
Now that may have happened.
And then realized that he finally had to accept the next lowest bid that actually paid the money, and
no one's bidding. No one's paying.
All he got was maybe his money back for the BTS meal.
He's not. Yeah, no one's giving that man one red cent for that. It's anyone that bid on that was not serious. And if they were, I hope seeing the article in the international news will make them think twice about their folly. Like, why did I do that? Ooh. But again, you don't. At the end of the day, you don't have to pay for it. You're not going to get it, but you don't have to pay for it.
I think that's going to be the name of this week's episode. That's going to be the subtitle. Why did I do that?
Oh, well, that's a good title too.
Oh, what did you think he was going to go with?
You don't have to pay for it, but you ain't going to get it. No, you're right. The other one's shorter. It's fine. It's fine. They both came out of my mouth. It's fine.
That's the main thing. A for effort.
Thanks, babe.
Thanks, sweetheart. Finally, for Mike, because we're going to end the show, I think, this week on... Because I think we did last week as well, so we're going to end this week on your movie review.
Oh,
so
okay.
The next story... I think everyone knows this story, surely. I don't think I'm breaking any news here. Is the woman who fought a bear. So,
I was surprised to find out, again, for the article you sent me, because I had heard about it private. I didn't do any investigating. I was surprised to find out, long story, she's 17. I thought this was like a 56-year-old woman who owned 5 dogs. No, this was a child
Yeah.
did all this. So
I also thought this was like, you know, one of those batshit cat ladies who didn't give a fuck, and she was just going for it. But no. So the 17-year-old girl, she was protecting her mum's like what's it called, service dog. And
that's not a good
she,
service dog then, because that sucker went charging towards a bear.
Yeah, service. Yeah, like
Service dogs are not supposed to be aggressive whatsoever, let alone attack a bear.
You're supposed to be helping me across the street.
Yes.
Why are you attacking bears?
Yes.
But
Okay, fascinating. I didn't pick up on that.
But
there's
a couple of things.
Shifty. What you got, Mike?
Well, I was going to say a couple of things on this one. One, I did love the quote. Did you read the quote from the wildlife expert?
Mm-hmm.
So the quote, local wildlife expert says what she did was, quote unquote, dangerous.
I agree.
Like, no shit. But second, but this story, watching the video and reading the article, it made me look deep within myself.
Okay.
If I'm honest, like,
okay,
because I'm a dog owner.
Dig.
And it made me think, okay,
would you push that bear?
My dog was getting into it with a bear, what would I do?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think it's confident. I'm very confident to say that this is definitely one of those situations that comes under the umbrella of you don't know what you'll do until you're in that situation. That is one of those very rare situations.
Mm-hmm.
However, that being said, I am probably 95% sure that I'm going to buy a new dog the next day to replace the dog that I allowed to get eaten by a bear. I'm not going near that bear.
I think that'd be the smarter move, Mike. I think that would be the smarter move. I hope you have a lot of pictures and videos, and the dog's Instagram account, of course, will always be there. But I think you're going to be getting a new dog the next day.
But I mean, if I hold on to the photos and stuff like that, maybe I could like go around to like the what are they called? What are they called? The dog places.
The pound.
Dog whatever.
The shelter.
Shelters. Yeah, maybe I could just like, hey. So, my wife hasn't woken up yet.
Okay.
Have you got anything that looks like this?
Some heavy sitcom material. I'm feeling it. They're going to give you a lot of weird looks, but I think you can pull this off. Now, I don't necessarily know that you're going to walk out of there with a dog that day. However,
no. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to be walking out there with like in handcuffs because they'll like,
why?
Have you got a dog that looks like this? Oh, why? Because the old one got eaten by a bear. And they're like, oh, of course.
That's not illegal. That's not anything they arrest people for.
No, but they'll be like, this guy's obviously crazy. He needs help. So, okay, maybe not arrested, but I don't know.
No, I think there's a whole processing thing, and they're gonna like run a credit check or some bullshit. Yeah, I don't believe I would fight the bear. I don't own any pets whatsoever, but we have coyotes. So if we were in the same situation, sorry, my kitty cat's getting eaten or mauled or whatever it is, apex predators due to small little house pets. Yeah, I think that kid was wildly irresponsible. I don't know how the dogs got out, but that bear literally was just minding her own business, trying to take care of her cubs. It's lucky that no one got mauled, and all I can just keep emphasizing is luck.
I mean, when you say you're not, a pet person, is because this was in Southern California. You're in Southern California.
I'm in Northern California, as our intro theme suggests.
Whatever. This is my second podcast of the day. I've been drinking several hours. Give me a break.
All right.
But this comes out Wednesday, so I did a podcast yesterday. Seamless. But are you saying you're not a pet? Do you not have pets because of the fear of having spending all this money on a pet and getting attached to it? just for it to be eaten by a bear? Is that what's holding you back?
No, the property I live on when we moved in back in 1980, and we've been in this particular unit since 83, is very heavy no pets clause. Now there are cats all around the neighborhood.
Wait.
Yeah.
No pet clause.
Yeah, no pets allowed.
So if you remove their claws, are you allowed to have a pet?
No pets allowed. I know you're going for a gag there, Mike, but no pets allowed. All right. That has since been let up on, so now there's all sorts of dogs in the neighborhood and all that, and this house is just not equipped for children, small animals, well wishes. It's pretty cluttered around here. So,
if I owned my own building, if I was going to ban anyone, I'd ban the children. I think animals are much nicer than children. That's just me.
Word.
All right. I think that wraps that story up. So, we end this week's show on drum roll. Kush's Movie Corner.
It's got kind of a nice ring to it.
Yeah, I think we could come more catchy, but I winged it. I freestyled it.
That was classy. I liked it. Classy.
So HBO Go has a new movie out in the Conjuring universe.
Mm-hmm. This is the third movie in the Conjuring series. This is the 8th or 9th movie within the Conjuring universe. That is a thing. If you guys were not aware, yes, there's now 3 Conjuring movies. There are 3 Annabelle movies. There is a La Llorona movie, as well as a movie about a demonic nun. And then I want to say there's one more, but that could be just those 8. So, Jesus. But there's a whole universe. All the movies are very successful. They're very cheap to make, and then they all come in with like $40-50 opening week, $40-50 million opening weekends.
So, okay, you're gonna have to, because I must admit I've never seen a Conjuring movie. However, I am a big Patrick Wilson fan.
Okay.
And I know he's in this. Is he a recurring person in the universe, yes, or is he just in it? Okay, so
him and Vera Farmiga, they play characters based on real life people. Ed and Lorraine Warren. Now Ed has passed on in 2007. Lorraine left us in 2019. But they were actual like psychic mediums, for lack of a better term. Like they're very spiritually sensitive, or so they go. They, of course, there's a lot of controversy with their names. A lot of people calling them hoax artists, and that's fair. That's fair. But they've been a part of multiple cases, and they made a series of them called The Conjuring. You actually might know one of their cases. I think their most popular one is the Amityville Horror.
Yep.
So you're familiar with that movie, at least if you've never seen it. Yeah. And that thing had so many sequels.
Wasn't there like an older version and then a remake? And
there's been an older version and a remake and a spin-off and sequels, and let's try our own version of it. And Amityville is a very common horror name or trope, or et cetera, et cetera. Haunted house. But that was based on a real story. Ed and Lorraine Warren were involved in that. And then finally, James Wan, who does the Saw movies, or at least the first 3, he got involved in these. The very first 2 Conjuring movies, they're kind of the same. The first one is very clever. The horror is very well done. You like both of the characters. You like both of the actors playing by the characters. They got really great chemistry. They're very cute together, for lack of a better word. Despite all this horrific shit happening around them, like they got a good thing going on together. The Conjuring movies, all of them are rated R, with the exception of this newest one. They have a total body count of 1 dead body between 3 movies. Very little blood. Very little swearing. I don't necessarily know why these movies are rated R, except for the fact that we're dealing with demons and the devil and shit like that.
I don't think that necessarily means you should have an R rating,
but that's what we still have. Okay, there are movies that are way bloodier than any one of these movies, and they get PG-13 all the time. So it's just a observation I'm making.
I have a theory about that.
Break it down.
Because I mean, overall, I mean, even though I'm going to say a word that sounds political, but I'm not getting political.
Ooh.
But that's a bad buzzword. So, but I think overall, America as a whole is still kind of stuck in its old school conservative, God-fearing ways. So maybe, murder and blood, whatever. But demons and the devil, no, bad.
It's very weird. Like all the tropes that usually will get you an R rating are mostly absent from any of these movies. As I said, one dead body happens finally in this third movie, and it's The Devil Made Me Do It is a weird thing. We actually finally, whereas the last couple of movies we're dealing with quote unquote demon, we're dealing with an actual devil. There's a difference. Don't ask me why. I didn't study that part of the occult, but there's a case. This guy who's been possessed, he is now serving jail time, and they have to figure out how to convince a jury that this man was in fact indeed possessed by the devil. It kind of just goes all over the place. To be fair to it, it's trying to be different than the first two movies, but everything that I just hyped up in those, like the chemistry between the actors is gone. This feels like they're just doing a job. It's not the same director. There's a lot of things going against this. It feels like it's trying to be The Exorcist, but it's also trying to be an episode of Law and Order. It overall doesn't really work out. We get a Satanist cult involved, but nothing really significant. I'm thankful it's one of the shorter of the three movies, but other than that, I wouldn't recommend anyone to go see this in a theater. If you're a big fan of it, I would say just get it on HBO Max. It's currently free with a subscription. I enjoyed it at home, but not as much as I did the first one. So I'm giving it a 3 out of 5.
So, for someone who maybe like me, who's not super familiar with it, so when you say there's like these and in this, are they like the Annabelle movies you're talking about? Are they full on spin-offs, or are they kind of weaved within the, like almost like how Star Wars kind of went in the end?
So that's a great question.
4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. Like, is it kind of weaved in there, or is it total side?
So the Annabelle movies, all three of those are prequels to The Conjuring. There's a doll that is possessed with a demon, and we first meet her in the very first Conjuring. Her name is Annabelle. She plays a very, very side character. We open the movie with her. We find out that she's a thing. They put her away in their vault of horrors, and then 2 hours later, like, Mom gets a phone call like, "Mom, Annabelle got out and she's attacking everybody," and then we have to deal with Annabelle real quickly. Annabelle is a real case. Annabelle was based on a haunted Raggedy Ann doll. Do you know what that is?
I do.
Okay, so
wait. Do I know what Raggedy Ann is, or do I know the actual specific haunted one?
No, just what Raggedy Ann.
Okay.
Do you know that?
I do. But
okay,
wait. So this is based on a true. So the Raggedy Ann doll was really.
The Raggedy Ann doll was allegedly haunted. I can't tell you what, but there are photos of this seemingly innocent looking doll just trapped in glass and signs all over it saying, "Do not touch, don't open this, don't be stupid." Like it's telling you, don't fuck with this doll. Now because Hollywood and all that, it looks like this horrific piece of porcelain that no one in their goddamn right mind would actually keep as even a collector's item. Like, it's terrifying to look at. Just even if the doll wasn't possessed, you'd be like, who would own this ugly fucking thing?
Dolls always creep me out.
It's a very creepy looking doll in the movie. So Annabelle is a real thing, but in her spin-off prequels, they don't try and push based on a true story or based on actual events. It's just haunted doll. Haunted doll who does nothing but people die. Yeah, like,
I mean, if I had
only when the access of the earth has shifted just enough and maybe there's a strong gust of wind because someone left the window open. Annabelle will just accidentally just fall forward and lean on the glass. That's the extent of Annabelle's activities in her own movies. Otherwise, though, it's just demons and spooky shit and stuff jumping out of the shadows, and someone's face turns into calluses, and yeah.
And the poor doll gets blamed for everything.
And the poor doll gets blamed for everything.
What you
Annabelle
look out the
3 is
window.
actually a very strange retcon of that scene I just told you about from the first Conjuring. It's Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga make very brief appearances in the film. They say, "Bye, sweetheart. We got to go and solve this case with this family down in New Jersey. Don't touch Annabelle." And
They should just got their money back.
In the original
returned
movie,
it.
we're leaving you with Grandma. But in Annabelle 3, like, we're leaving you with this hot blonde 17-year-old. Don't touch Annabelle. And then, of course, someone touches Annabelle, and shit just happens. And then Mom and Dad come home and save the day. But and then they go back off to finish the rest of The Conjuring. It is a very strange movie.
Just the moral of the story is don't buy dolls.
Don't buy dolls. That's a good moral.
Because I don't think I've ever seen a movie featuring a doll that didn't end up in someone dying.
Child's Play taught us that all too well.
Exactly. So, just leave them alone. Although saying that, the Toy Story franchise, big fan of Ken and Barbie in the Toy Story franchise. Which you could argue. Here's a good topic of this. Okay, you have like Chucky and Annabelle, who are obviously evil possessions. But has anyone ever discussed maybe Woody and Buzz from Toy Story are just also possessed, but they're just possessed by nice people?
Okay, yeah. So someone's cowboy grandfather, but accidentally ended up in Buzz Lightyear, just because I want to shake things up like that.
Well, the cowboy was Woody.
I know, Mike.
Buzz was
the I know.
Home Improvement guy.
Yes, Tim Allen.
Oh, I love Tim Allen, but I wish he would stop talking outside of work.
That's his problem, though, is he keeps talking on work. So,
Do
you know he has his own? He's doing like a real life home improvement show with Al.
I'd watch it.
No, it exists. It really exists.
Oh,
it's like on Discovery Channel or something.
So it would be on Disney Plus. No, wait, no, that's National Geographic. So, do I have to get Disney Plus, like Discovery Plus?
I don't know. You're gonna have to just look up what Tim Allen's doing now. But him and Al are doing an actual home improvement show. He's still Tim. I think Al is Richard. Is a real name. Otherwise, I've seen it on in the background. So, but I haven't watched it because it's like, all right, good for you guys. People
Tim
like
Allen.
you.
I just, as long as it's not like just like hammering something like, oh well, what you want here is a 3/4 inch screw, and was Donald Trump that bad? But then as we're gonna screw it up, like what? Tim.
Well, people also seem to forget that Tim Allen is like 63, so he might have a different viewpoint than the kids do today.
I remember having this, not necessarily about Tim Allen, but it's about someone of a similar kind of. I mean, I appreciate, this isn't for anyone's listening to this podcast. Maybe this might come to a shock to you, but anyone watching the video version, is not gonna. That both myself and Kush are of the Caucasian persuasion, but sometimes whenever someone like Tim Allen or someone that says some wacky shit, I'm like, even though I'm not going to necessarily say he shouldn't have said that, I don't think anyway, but I'm not going to say he shouldn't have said that, but he's a white man born in the 40s. did you expect to come out of that mouth?
That's fair. I feel
You
that's
know what I
sort of
mean?
Yep.
Like, have you seen the shit? What else come out of the 40s?
Yes, I
World War II. That came out of the 40s. Cancel the
Think
whole
about it.
decade. That's what I say. Cancel the whole decade.
Whole decade's canceled. 1940s
Done.
canceled.
We go.
You didn't
90
exist anymore.
And we're gonna have to cancel some of the 30s as well, because technically the war started in 39. So, okay, so from history, it's going to go 1938, 1946. Just going to skip that whole section.
Wiped away.
And
Disappeared.
everyone's going to be happy. I think that's a nice place to. Oh. There's a big shirt you have on. I reckon
It
that's
is, right? That is
I've already mentioned this today on a podcast, so I don't want to go too much into it, but it is warm as shit here in New Jersey. Like,
Should
for
be,
the
it's
first
June.
time, ever in my 35, almost 36 years. Jeez, I'm almost 36 in a couple of months. But in my entire life, for the first time ever, I opened up the weather app and I say, and now I'm just hearing what I'm saying, because, you know, when I was 12, I wouldn't have opened up the weather app because the weather app didn't exist. But my point is, it listed the humidity at 100%.
I've never had to deal with that, thankfully.
Like,
I'm still not 100% sure what humidity is. Like, it's.
well, whatever it is,
I
we couldn't get any more of it because we was full of it.
Now, before we do go, let me ask you, man, like, when you do open up your weather app, are you thrown off by the difference between the centigrade and the Fahrenheit? Because, like, when I go to
No, 'cause
Holland, I'm just like, 13 fucking degrees, what's going on? But it's a beautiful day outside, and, like, I don't need a hoodie. Like, it's like, 13 fucking degrees, what the... And then I have to, like, complicated math. I'm like, oh, maybe it's, like, 72 now?
No, I've been living in this country for nearly 6 years, and my weather app still says Celsius. I'm not converting. I'm too old to transfer over and work out what Fahrenheit is. I know roughly. Like 70 plus is a really nice day.
Mm-hmm.
But if someone wants to say if it's like 75 degrees and someone say, "Well, what does that mean in Celsius?" I wouldn't fucking know.
Yeah, it's reportedly 59 degrees right now as we record this at 10 after 7. So, do you also do the thing where you look at your watch and it says like, oh, it's 7 o'clock right now, but then you're like, all right, so that's 9 a.m. back home. Like, do you end up doing that math, or are you just over it now?
Yeah, I've forgot. I just don't think about them anymore. They're yeah. So every now and again, if I'll think about texting, like, oh, my dad would be interested in this, and then I'll be like, oh, wait, no, okay, forget it. Or sometimes I will do, don't know why, but I'll, rather than add 5 hours, I'll in my weird moment, I'll think that the time that I'm living in right now is the time they're living in right now, and subtract 5 hours, and I'll like, oh, so it's 2 p.m. No, wait, it's 7, okay, wait, and I just get confused, and I just kind of probably should stop drinking. But there you go. Anything else you want to waffle on about before we end this successful episode?
No, I think let's go out on a high note. The weather.
No, I did high note.
It's better than what I could do. Like 20 years of smoking cigarettes plus an extra 5 of weed isn't gonna get a note that high. Like,
drugs bad, okay. But apparently.
but they feel so good.
No, see, legal drugs are okay. Hence why living in New Jersey is awesome, because marijuana is legal.
Nice.
Is it not legal in California?
Oh yeah, it's very legal in California.
Okay, I was going to say that.
I get my shit delivered to me all the time. Great.
See, I've now discovered the pre-rolled cigarettes. You can just buy them in like they're like comes in a cigarette box, but it's not nicotine or it's not. You know what I mean?
No, I got my little tube here, and we walk around town, and we got our little pre-roll here. You can get 5 of these for $20. This is a hybrid. That means it's sativa and indica. If you want just plain sativa or just plain indica, there's another $5 bump in that, but it's a hybrid. I miss smoking cigarettes, so it's I feel like it's a nice fair meet in the middle. Like I'm still smoking, but I can still do the ritual of all this bullshit, like
all that bullshit, all that jazz.
Not jazz cigarette.
All that jazz. All right. Make sure you follow us. Hope you enjoyed the show, by the way. My name is Mike Fish. You can follow me at Mr. Mike Fish, Mr. Mike Fish. He is Kush Hayes. You can follow him at Kush_Hayes. Just for anyone watching it, do the point to your name badge. We can screen capture this and like put it on the gram. Perfect. Follow the podcast at WaffleboxPod on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook for those of you that still use Facebook. Like, what is you, like 40 years old, man? What's going on? But until next week, if you have a topic that you suggest or a news article or something interesting you capture, you can send it to us at mikeandkush@gmail.com. Or you just tweet us at WaffleboxPod. Send us your suggestions of what we should talk about, and we'll talk about it next week, because that's how it works, because we just talk. That's our podcast. Do you know what I mean, son?
I'm also going to throw out Cushion Kai number 56 comes out this Wednesday, 1 week from this episode, and we're going to be talking with Jameel Hemphill. We're talking of the Bradley Cooper film Limitless. It's a fun time. You'll want to check that out. June 16th.
When does that come out?
June 16th.
And also, for you, if you are a big soccer fan, the European Championship starts on Friday, and the Copa America tournament starts on Sunday. And I'm going to be talking about that on my other podcast, the Claret and Big Blue podcast, live every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 o'clock Central. That would make it, 3 p.m. your time? Western time? What is that, Pacific?
Pacific Standard Time.
Pacific
Daylight time? Pacific.
Specific.
The specific time. It's the Pacific Ocean. Say Watanea. That's the Pacific. That's the specific. It means calm.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the show. This last 15 minutes has been proudly brought to you by Modelo and tequila. What brand tequila is it? Gotta give them a shout out.
Cuervo.
Oh.
Cuervo Gold.
Oh, could you get any more basic?
Well, that's why I was in the back of the fridge. Okay.
Anyway, we should end it there. I'm gonna have like this little play this out into the night, like the Incredible Hulk just walking. This is where I need, if any suggestions for a little nice way to end the show. Otherwise, we're just gonna end up going for like 2 hours. We're never ending the show.
Good night.
All right. Good night. See you next whenever you listen to this show again. Bye.